Hi everybody, it's Susan from Sunrise Quilt Studio, and today I have another vintage quilt block for you. This one is called Marion's Choice, and I made it in greens and reds, and I do have a print in the background, a low volume print. This one goes together pretty easily. It just uses half square triangles and squares. You just have to follow the layout to get all the pieces turned the right direction, and it goes together pretty quickly. So I hope you'll join me and I'll show you how to make this block. Here are the pieces you're going to need to make the Marion's Choice block. For A, you're going to need 4 2.5-inch squares. For B, you need 4 3-inch squares. C is 1 2.5-inch square. D is 4 3-inch squares, and E is 12 2.5-inch squares. Now on these D squares, you're going to want to draw a diagonal line on the wrong side of these to help you make half square triangles. And that's what we're going to do first. We're going to make half square triangles with the D and the B squares. So we'll need these. So let's go to the sewing machine and get started. Okay, so I am going to sew a 1/4 inch away from both sides of this drawn line on the B and the D squares, so they're facing right sides together. And I'm going to do this for all 4 sets here, and then once I get them all sewn, then I'm going to cut them apart on that drawn line to make 2 half square triangles. So this is what I'll have, and then I'll press towards the red fabric and trim them down to 2.5 inches square. So I'm going to finish sewing the rest of these, and then I'll press them and trim them up, and then we'll go on to the next step. Okay, I have all the half square triangles squared up, and now we're ready to lay out the block. So I'm going to start with the E squares first, or at least with one of them, and we're going to lay this in the corner, and then a red facing it on the half square triangle on both angles here. And then I need another background square, half square triangle, background square, and then from over here I need a green A square, background square, another green square, and a half square triangle. Then I need 2 background squares in this row. And then I need the C square. C square goes in the middle. And then 2 more background squares. Okay, and these 2 rows are just, the next 2 rows are the reverse of these 2 rows. So we're going to do half square triangle, a green square, a background, another green square, and then another background, or another half square triangle actually. Now we need the background square here. Half square triangle, background, half square triangle, and a background. So let's see. There we go. So let's try and get all of that in for you. So there's the block. So I'm just going to sew it in rows, and then I'll sew the rows together. So I always start on the left, and I'm just going to sew all of these together. I'm going to chain piece them as I sew, and then I'll keep adding pieces. So after I get these all sewn, then I'll add this row, and then that row, and that row, and then I will sew all the rows together. Okay, I have all of the pieces sewn together into rows. This is the top row, and I pressed away from the half square triangles, so they all will nest into each other if you do that. Or you could press all your seams to one side, and then for the next row press them to the other side, or you can press them open. You know, do whatever you like. But you can see here the two half square triangles, the seams are pressed out. So in the center here, the seams are pressed towards the center square. So I'm going to go ahead and sew these into rows, and then the block will be done. So there are seams to match, so I'm going to go ahead and pin all these seams, and there are points. Now I'm not matching points, I'm matching points to seams. So far it's been successful in the blocks that I've done. So, and then a lot depends on how particular you are. If it doesn't bother you to have a point pointed off a little bit, then you know, don't worry about it. So quilting should be fun. It should be something that causes you a lot of stress. These first two rows. Put that in. Okay, so here is the block, and I haven't pressed it yet. And with this block, you can press open, you can press to the side, you know, however you think it's going to work best for you. And I really can't tell which way it wants to press. So looks like this side wants to press out, so we'll start there. And you've got, in these sections here, you have a lot of seams coming together, so you may want to press those open if they don't want to go the way you want them to. That'll make it easier. And let's see, let me press this towards the center. You can press them all the same way. Like press them all one direction if you want, or do like I'm doing. I'm pressing some one way and some the other. Now I was going to use a scant 1/4 inch, and I did that on the first row, and I had a lot of background showing, and I also had sewn that row on the wrong direction, so I took it out. I think it was this side here. Yeah, it was this one. So I took it out and turned it to get it to the right direction, and I went back to a regular 1/4 inch seam allowance in it. Points are, I like the points better, so you know, you can always switch halfway through if what you're doing. If you don't like the way it's turning out, then you know, make an adjustment. So here we go. So here is the Marion's Choice block. Well, that is it for the Marion's Choice block. I hope you enjoyed this one. I think it turned out pretty well. I think this one would look really nice in a wide range of fabrics and colors, so I hope you will give this one a try. It does go together pretty quickly. So if you like this video, please click that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and click that notification bell so you'll be notified when the next video comes up. And in the meantime, I hope you're all staying safe and healthy, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. For more quilting ideas, click on the video links. And to keep up with my latest projects, click on the subscribe button. I hope to see you again soon.